Dude.
Oh my god!
Not all hauntings announce themselves with slamming doors or blood-curdling screams. Sometimes, it starts small, subtle movements, quiet noises until the presence behind them becomes impossible to ignore. That's the eerie situation YouTuber Callum Toner finds himself in after a string of unsettling events began unfolding in his Seattle home. Known for posting strange and unexplained clips to his channel, Callum has slowly gathered a collection of videos that point to one chilling conclusion: something in his home doesn't want to stay hidden. Today, we're taking a closer look at the top 5 moments that suggest a powerful poltergeist might be at play. It all begins with a coat hanger, gently swaying back and forth inside a closet, a small detail that could easily be overlooked or dismissed as coincidence. But this was no isolated incident.
What was that?
Moments later, in the very same room, a completely unrelated object shifts on its own. Callum doesn't touch it, no one else is there. And just like that, the tone shifts from strange to sinister. Trying to understand what's happening, Callum sets up simple experiments to test the spirit's behavior. In one video, he records a flashlight sliding over a phone on a heavy wooden desk. There's no fishing line, no signs of trickery, and despite the possibility of magnetic interference, the phone shows no signs of disruption. Whatever is moving, the flashlight isn't using anything we understand. The activity escalates further. Days later, Callum's camera captures his card collection mysteriously collapsing. These cards weren't stacked loosely, they were straight, stable, and carefully arranged. And yet, they fall with eerie timing, as if something unseen had decided it was time for another display. The question now is simple. Is Callum documenting a clever illusion, or is something truly supernatural unfolding in real time? Whatever the case, one thing's for sure. This haunting is just getting started. Fear becomes too overwhelming to ignore. That's exactly what happened inside a modest European home, where a Polish YouTube channel known as The Slamming Door began documenting an escalating nightmare. The channel's name comes from the aggressive poltergeist that reportedly haunts the property, often making its presence known with loud, jarring bangs. Hoping to uncover the source of the disturbances, the homeowner installed cameras throughout the house, and what they captured is enough to unsettle even the most hardened skeptic. At first, all seems normal. But just under a minute in, something unseen lashes out. A row of video game cases is thrown from the shelf in one swift, violent motion. It doesn't look random, it looks targeted, almost like an invisible force had swiped across them in frustration. Some viewers suggest strings or wires, but the motion is forceful and fluid, too deliberate to dismiss so easily. It's worth noting, this wasn't some throwaway collection. These were well-kept, possibly sentimental items, not something most people would risk for the sake of a hoax. But what truly pushed the residents over the edge was the footage taken just before they left the house for good. Upon returning, they found every room in disarray. As they moved cautiously through their home, a creeping sense of being followed became impossible to shake. In the bedroom, a sudden jolt sent them reeling in fear. And just as they tried to escape, a light began swinging violently in the kitchen, and a chair shifted on its own. There's no wide shot to analyze, no clear explanation, only raw, unfiltered panic. So the question remains, was this the result of an elaborate setup, or did something uninvited truly take up residence in that home? There's something unnerving about the early hours of the morning when the world sleeps and shadows seem to take on a life of their own. Some say it's the time when the veil between the living and the dead wears thin, when spirits roam freely in the quiet dark, feeding off fear. Whether you believe in the supernatural or not, one thing is certain: the footage you're about to witness is hard to ignore. It all unfolded at exactly 1 a.m. Two friends, hanging out during a casual sleepover at Will's apartment, suddenly felt the energy in the room shift. What had been an ordinary night filled with laughter turned cold heavy with something they couldn't quite explain.
Alright guys, it's about 1 o'clock. It's been happening every night about this time. I'm hearing noise. Not really sure what it is, but it's starting to freak us out. See if we can maybe get it on film. You hear that?
What is that?
Oh, that was a noise.
Look, I don't hear it anymore. James, quiet. I think it stopped.
Oh my god!
Strange, distant sounds began to echo from somewhere deep inside the apartment. Curiosity overtook them, and they followed the noise. But as they got closer, everything stopped. Silence fell like a trap, thick and deliberate. It was as if they had walked into something's domain, and whatever it was didn't want to be found, not yet. Then, in a violent burst, it revealed itself. Objects were thrown across the room with a force that couldn't be denied. The chaos was caught entirely on camera, leaving no room for doubt. Terrified, the friends fled back to their room, diving under blankets like children hiding from monsters, only this time, the monster felt real. They didn't speak of it again that night, and they didn't dare leave the room until daylight broke through the blinds. One thing was clear. Whatever had made itself known that night wasn't done with them yet. In May 2020, the YouTube channel Proving Demons released a spine-chilling video titled, "We Returned to the Most Haunted Poltergeist School," and what they captured inside that decaying building is nothing short of disturbing. Nestled somewhere in the United Kingdom, the school has long been plagued by stories of violent poltergeist activity. With its windows shattered, hallways vandalized, and nature creeping in, the place already feels like it's been claimed by something unnatural. The moment the team steps inside, they're met with an eerie, low hum, a sound eerily similar to a running generator, despite the school being completely disconnected from power for years. As they press deeper into the building, the atmosphere thickens. Faint knocking sounds echo down the halls. A woman's cries drift through the darkness. There's even the distinct noise of running water, like a distant shower left on in some forgotten wing. But the most unsettling of all is the unmistakable cry of a young girl reverberating off the walls. While scanning the graffiti-covered interior, the crew stumbles upon a message scratched into the wall. Dan PD. Is it just vandalism? Or a direct warning aimed at Dan, one of the investigators? Before they can process it, a loud crash from above nearly sends them running. Something just fell, and no one was there to cause it. Things only grow darker in the basement.
Dude, where did that come from?
Using a spirit box to try and communicate, they ask the standard question, "Is anyone here with us?" The response is immediate and chilling. "I'm here, mate." When they press further, the voice offers a single word in reply: gymnasium. Misspelled, but crystal clear. Whatever presence resides here has pointed them toward the school's gymnasium, and it wants them to see something. What happened in that gymnasium remains buried in shadow, but one thing is terrifyingly clear: whatever haunts this place isn't just trapped, it's aware, and it's waiting. Dennis from Dark Life is about to face one of his most terrifying investigations, yet an aggressive poltergeist lurking inside a house once owned by a suspected witch. From the moment he sets up his cameras, the energy in the home feels heavy, charged, and soon enough, the activity begins. At first, it's subtle, something starts tampering with a cupboard. But then, things escalate quickly. Whatever this entity is, it doesn't just want to be noticed, it wants to play, and not in a friendly way.
Вас она убила? Она сейчас здесь?
The spirit begins toying with Dennis, manipulating the environment, throwing its presence around with growing force.
Я могу вам чем-нибудь помочь?
Нет.
Dennis, ever the investigator, attempts to make contact.
Это вы? Вы сейчас издаете этот звук?
He asks the spirit question after question, trying to understand its intentions.
Нет.
To his shock, it replies. When he asks if the spirit needs help, the answer is chilling.
Вам кто-нибудь может помочь?
Нет.
The entity doesn't just linger in the house, it seems to be following him. The knocking intensifies, growing louder, more insistent, more threatening.
Не боюсь, грозит опасность. Да. Искал опасность. Ерунда. В общем, все, друзья, я сейчас собираюсь, возвращаюсь позже, когда уже уйду.
Dennis makes the only logical decision. He leaves. Fast. This malevolent force clearly doesn't intend to let anyone walk away unscathed. And honestly, if I were Dennis, I wouldn't go back either. It's a seemingly ordinary household in Pakistan that's become the center of a growing paranormal mystery. A recent video captured by a local family has left viewers questioning what exactly unfolded inside their home. From the very first frame, the footage shows objects launching across the room, seemingly out of nowhere. While it's undeniably eerie, skeptics argue it could be a clever trick, perhaps someone just off camera tossing things to stir up fear. Whether it's the work of a skilled prankster or something truly unexplainable, the video continues to spark debate online. So, what do you think? Are we witnessing a well-orchestrated hoax, or has this family captured something not of this world? If your apartment is this haunted, it might be time to grab your bags and run. In this eerie investigation, YouTuber Seeker of Ghosts captures some of the most extreme poltergeist activity to date. The unsettling events begin with the gentle sound of chimes ringing without explanation, an ominous warning of what's to come. Moments later, the poltergeist sets its sights on a nearby cup, which moves on its own.
Yeah. Cool. Yep. Let's see. Wait.
Then, as if escalating the situation, a stool shifts without anyone touching it. Things only get weirder when the television suddenly powers on by itself. As the tension builds, the kitchen door mysteriously swings shut, adding another layer of creepiness. At this point, it's hard to tell if the ghost is trying to come or go. But one thing is for sure, whatever it is, it's making its presence known. The result is a terrifying video that even seasoned paranormal fans might find hard to watch, and even harder to forget. Some hauntings whisper. This one screams. In a harrowing video posted by TikToker Louis D Vlog, viewers are thrown straight into what may be one of the most unhinged poltergeist encounters ever caught on camera. The location? A long-abandoned asylum, already steeped in chilling rumors, and this footage only adds fuel to the fire.
I had problems with this yesterday. Yeah, what was that?
The chaos begins immediately. A sudden jolt kicks off the video, grabbing your attention before you have a chance to settle in.
Throw that chair. No. Is there a chair? Bring in a chair there, bro. The EVP says, throw that chair.
The true horror builds slowly, as layers of disturbing phenomena unfold.
Oh my, no. Something specific. Right now. Yeah. Something significant.
A ghostly EVP is captured first, soft, but unmistakable.
Hey, do it. Slam the door right now.
Whatever resides in that asylum doesn't just want to be heard, it wants to be feared. And judging by this footage, it's succeeding.